Xiao Yin and the others were immediately swept up by the spatial power of Xiao Yan's space shuttle seal, and together they passed through the entrance of the ruins and into the Heavenly King Treasury ruins. You little girl, your skill in formations is truly becoming more and more impressive. Xiao Yin smiled as he looked at the petite, graceful figure beside him after they entered the ruins. Just before this, Yuan Yin and Yuan Hong had approached the sealed entrance to the core of the valley and used Yuan Yan's formation techniques to confuse everyone's sight and perception, buying time to break the seal on the entrance. Xiao Yin, on the other hand, had gone to battle the Earth Spirit Blood General to draw the attention of other powerful figures. Their actions had led to the scene that had just unfolded. Hee, Yuan Yin smiled slightly at Xiao Yan's words, secretly feeling pleased. However, Xiao Yin didn't know that this was all due to the effect of the Heaven-Earth Jade Wall. Thanks to it, Yuan Yin had developed a good impression of Xiao Yin, and with her understanding of formations from the Jade Wall, her growth had been rapid. Xun'er. At that moment, Yuan Hong walked over and stood protectively behind Yuan Yin, her voice carrying a warning tone, clearly aimed at Xiao Yin. Yuan Hong was Yuan Yan's elder sister. However, she wasn't as proficient in formations as Yuan Yin, so she had been sent by the sect to secretly protect her. After all, Yuan Yan's expertise in formations was extraordinary, and her future achievements were limitless. Ula. Yuan Yin made a playful face at Xiao Yin before running behind Yuan Hong. This should be the spatial passage leading into the ruins, Yuan Hong spoke up after a moment. Do you two have any specific needs in the Heavenly King Treasury? Xiao Yin couldn't help but ask Yuan Yin and Yuan Hong. We have no particular needs. We simply heard that the Heavenly King Treasury holds many mysteries, so we came to take a look, Yuan Hong replied casually. Given her relationship with Xiao Yin and Yuan Yin, there was no need to deceive him. Otherwise, Yuan Yin would have spoken up eventually. Boom. Moments later, a blinding light surged into their view, and they were transported through the spatial passage into the Heavenly King Treasury ruins. Is this the Heavenly King Treasury ruins? Such rich heaven and earth energy, Mugu couldn't help but exclaim. Clearly, the depth of the heaven and earth energy here was several times stronger than in the eastern continent. If one could cultivate here for an extended period, it would be like working half as hard and achieving twice the results. This place is a little strange. After a moment, Yuan Yan's small face grew unusually serious, an expression not typically seen in one so young. As her voice fell, the full extent of the space around them came into view. They had just exited the ethereal passage and found themselves on a relatively flat ground. The ground was covered with countless mysterious runes, and around them, several tunnels emerged. These tunnels were narrow and airtight, forming a perfect circle, and their depth was so profound that even soul power couldn't penetrate them. Yet, there were dozens of identical tunnels, leading in various directions. This must be a labyrinth, Xiao Yin said seriously after a moment. With his powerful soul energy, he couldn't detect where these tunnels led, but he could sense faint, hidden auras deep within them, as if something terrifying was lurking. From my investigation, if I'm not mistaken, this is both a labyrinth and a formation. Yuan Yin spoke up, her lips barely moving. A labyrinth? A formation? The others furrowed their brows at Yuan Yan's words, sensing something mysterious, but they were still unclear about the specifics. I've just examined the area. This labyrinth seems to contain traces of a very evil, malicious aura. It seems the Heavenly King Treasury set this up to prevent the extraterritorial evil clan from sneaking in. The Heavenly King Treasury is so heavily guarded. It must be protecting something important. Yuan Yan's pupils suddenly contracted, and she spoke again. TSK, this girl has such a keen sense. She'll definitely achieve great things in the future. Little one, it looks like the effort with the Heaven-Earth Jade Wall and the Formation Master's Insight Scroll was worth it. The Devourer of Souls chuckled in Xiao Yan's mind. This guy must have many secrets. Xiao Yan nodded slowly after hearing Yuan Yan's words. He too had detected the faint trace of malicious energy deep within the labyrinth, but it was nearly eradicated, leaving only the weakest remnants. If one didn't focus, they would never have noticed it. A formation, huh? Is there a way to break it? Yuan Hong asked, her beautiful eyes scanning the surroundings. Not for now. This formation is too mysterious. When Yuan Yin heard this, her small face tensed, clearly the first time she had encountered such a complex formation in her life. I have a suggestion. How about we split up and explore where these 10 paths lead? If we're lucky enough to reach the center of the formation, there's a chance we could break it. Otherwise, if we keep dragging this out, once the Earth Spirit Blood General outside fails and other stronger experts enter, it could be very detrimental to us. Seeing the others hesitating, Xiao Yin spoke up. In this maze, there are endless paths everywhere. I'm worried we'll get lost like this, said Lu Qing, who seemed to know a bit about formations. Don't worry. Since this formation was set by the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury, it's probably just to prevent the extraterritorial evil clan from entering. If we follow Brother Xiao Yan's plan, we should be able to break the maze's formation. After a moment, Yuan Yin also spoke up. Since that's the case, there's no time to waste. Let's split up. If we encounter enemies we can't defeat, we'll return the same way, Xiao Yin said sternly. Based on his perception, he sensed a strange power in the maze that only blocked forward progress. There was no obstruction when retreating. In other words, the maze was only there to stop others from entering the ruins to claim treasures. If they wanted to leave, they wouldn't be stopped. All right. The other experts nodded slowly upon hearing this. Forget it. Let's pair up. It's safer this way, and if something unexpected happens, we'll have someone to look after us. I have a feeling this maze formation is more complicated than it seems. Yuan Yin spoke again, her tone cautious. With her spiritual power and the Heaven-Earth Jade Wall, she felt an unsettling wave of energy from the formation. Renran, you and your sister pair up with Lu Qing. Yuan Qi, you and Mu Ge. You two, Yuan Yin, pair up. I'll be with Qi Fei. Xiao Yin nodded and made the assignments. Now that we're all set, let's go. A moment later, the group slowly headed down one of the maze paths. Hee, some interesting people have arrived. It's been a long time since my heaven-bewildering heavenly palace has been so lively. But there are two familiar auras among them. With them here, the corpse of my lord should be able to break the deadlock. Just as Xiao Yin and the others split into 4 groups, a voice, filled with mockery and depth, suddenly echoed from where they had just disappeared. Whoosh! This maze, what an eerie atmosphere. Xiao Yin and Qi Fei walked slowly through one of the maze's corridors, but suddenly stopped. Xiao Yin spoke, his voice cautious. There's something here. Even my reincarnation ripple is picking up on an unsettling presence. After a moment, Qi Fei also spoke, her gaze locked on the strange aura dissipating in the air. Be careful. Xiao Yin nodded, still shaken. If even Qi Fei's reincarnation ripple is wary of this, it must be a far more powerful evil creature, right? The reincarnation ripple hasn't fully cycled yet, so even ordinary 4-star Docian or 5-star Docian experts might sense something like this, Qi Fei explained, seemingly seeing through Xiao Yan's confusion. Let's go and see what's in this maze. A moment later, Xiao Yin and Qi Fei continued deeper into the maze. Boom! As the two walked down the maze passage, it remained eerily quiet, with no danger in sight. Eventually, they heard the sound of dripping water from the corner of the passage. Water drops? Xiao Yin stopped and walked toward the corner of the passage, his gaze fixed on the water drops falling from the ceiling. He was puzzled. Why would there be water drops in this passage? And no sign of danger at all. Could we have taken the wrong path? Qi Fei also voiced her confusion. We should be fine. Let's keep going. Xiao Yan's eyes kept shifting between the water pool below and the drops from above. After a moment, he spoke slowly. From the depth of the pool, which seemed at least 3 feet deep, Xiao Yin realized the water drops must have been falling for a long time. After all, he understood the principle that water wears away stone. This should be the heaven-bewildering heavenly palace. Xiao Yan's tone became more alert as he led Qi Fei deeper into the maze. Heaven-bewildering heavenly palace? Xiao Yin was surprised. He had felt a slight sense of unease when entering the maze formation earlier, and without the ghost-faced soul flame, he might have fallen victim to its trap. The heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace. This is likely the first trial of the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury's ruins. I suspect its purpose is to prevent the extraterritorial evil clan from entering. I remember that back then, the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury used his power to temporarily entangle the Poison Fiend Demon Queen. In order to thoroughly suppress the Poison Fiend Demon Queen and weaken the power of the extraterritorial evil clan, this place was eventually transformed into the demon-suppressing prison to confine endless evil creatures. However, for this, the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury also faded away, and his remains became trapped within the demon-suppressing prison. Fortunately, in his final moments, the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury performed some methods to leave behind his lifetime of learning in the ruins. He even set up trials and formations, first to allow those with fate to inherit his legacy, and second to prevent the invasion of the extraterritorial evil clan. After all, he was trapped within the demon-suppressing prison, and if the Poison Fiend Demon Queen were to break free, the consequences would be unimaginable. The Devourer of Souls paid no attention to Xiao and continued speaking to himself. As for the origins of the heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace, it is said to be a formation that the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury had managed to control by sheer luck. This formation was extremely mysterious, made up of countless labyrinthine passages. Once activated, it could turn a vast territory into a maze, easily trapping many enemies. Furthermore, hidden within the formation were deadly traps. When the caster's mind moved, they could strike without a trace, making it a powerful formation that combined offense and defense. This formation had helped the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury establish his fearsome reputation. The Devourer of Souls spoke again. I see now. Looks like the heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace really is strange, Xiao slowly responded. However, I don't sense any attack intentions from the heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace. It seems the Formation Guardians are testing you, the Devourer of Souls murmured softly, but Xiao didn't hear it. After a moment, Xiao stopped paying attention to his master and led the two of them to continue moving. In the end, they returned to the spot where they had just separated from the others. Clearly, no matter which direction they took, they were still going around in circles, with the only unchanged path being the one they had initially taken. It seemed as though the heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace could only be exited, not entered. A very eerie situation. Use a drop of blood. Any blood will do. After a moment, the Devourer of Souls spoke again. With a slight rustle, Xiao spatial ring squirmed, and a drop of brilliant demon beast blood appeared. Use flames. Burn it. Remember, use sacred flame. I hope my guess is correct. The Devourer of Souls spoke once more. Boom, boom, boom. As Xiao summoned the yellow sacred flame from his body, it easily incinerated the demon beast blood into nothingness. Immediately, a sharp and pungent beastly aura began to dissipate. It really is sacred flame. Well, these two are lucky. At the same time, in the depths of the heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace, a strange figure let out a sinister laugh. The figure's hand lightly closed, and a strange force immediately shot towards Xiao and the others. Whoosh whoosh. In an instant, before Xiao could inquire about the strange power, the surrounding walls began to slowly move, much to their astonishment. As the walls moved, the only escape route seemed to gradually vanish, with several other passageways also slowly disappearing. The walls continued to close in on the center, clearly intending to crush Xiao and the others into oblivion. This is bad. Quick run. Seeing the walls move, Xiao face changed drastically. He immediately grabbed Duan Qifei and rushed toward the only remaining passage. Xiao knew that the walls were covered in hidden and ancient patterns, and even if he used his dragon god transformation, it would be useless. This level of power was clearly beyond their current ability to handle, as they were merely in the early 3-star Do Xian stage. Boom, boom, boom. As the walls finished moving, the recently passed escape route vanished without a trace. In front of them, only one passage remained, but it was completely different from the previous one. The walls around the passage were extremely sturdy, adorned with countless fine patterns that made it seem deeply mysterious. Through the walls, Xiao Yin could vaguely see a faint light shining from a distance. Could that be the end of the maze? After a moment, Xiao Yin slowly looked up. His sacred flame burst out, propelling him toward the source of the light. Let's go take a look. With no other route to take, Xiao Yin did not hesitate. He exchanged a glance with Duan Qifei and walked toward the light. Come in, little ones, a gentle voice called out from behind the light, growing louder as they drew closer. The voice, though filled with warmth, carried an underlying power that sent chills down Xiao Yan's spine. What kind of person? Xiao Yan's expression instantly became alert upon hearing the words. Continuous soul power surged outward, enveloping both of them inside and out. At the first sign of any change, he would act immediately to ensure they had a safe escape route. The Master of Sacred Flame and the Reincarnator. Among those who entered the demon-suppressing prison this time, it's truly unexpectedly interesting. After a moment, a hoarse voice once again came from the light opening. The voice was extremely hoarse, as if it contained boundless divine power, vaguely causing Xiao Yin and his companion to feel dizzy. Let's go. This senior doesn't seem to have any ill intentions. Duan Qifei's beautiful eyes flashed slightly. When this person spoke, the reincarnation pattern on her forehead emitted a scorching aura. It didn't feel like encountering an enemy, but more like meeting an old friend. Thus, Duan Qifei concluded that Thunderlord must know this senior, and judging by the tone, their relationship seemed quite good. Plop! With a sound, Xiao Yin and his companion turned into beams of light, rushing straight into the light opening. What is this? As soon as they entered, they immediately noticed something unusual. A shocking scene made Xiao Yin involuntarily exclaim. For this place was actually a peaceful bamboo forest. Lush and vibrant bamboo sprouted everywhere, giving the area a lively feeling. Deep within the forest, a simple hut came into view. Outside the hut, a stone table appeared. Beside the table, an old man lay back in a chair, rocking back and forth comfortably, his mouth slowly curling into a smile. Looks like this senior is the master of the formation. Xiao Yin, standing far from the old man, noticed the marks around him and spoke. Afterward, the two slowly walked towards him. This is the end of the bewildering heavenly palace. The old man clearly noticed their approach but remained unmoved, still rocking back and forth in his chair, speaking with a pleasant tone. This is the formation map of the bewildering heavenly palace. As Xiao Yin and Duan Qifei reached the vicinity of the hut, Xiao Yan's gaze spread out. When he saw the stone table, he was suddenly shocked. For on the stone table, countless stone pillars stood densely arranged. The arrangement appeared to be completely chaotic. However, there were several beams of light radiating from the stone table, and with Xiao Yan's soul power, he realized that these powers were emanating from Yun Qi and the others. The stone pillars clearly represented the essence of the labyrinth. Clearly, the stone table was the formation map of the bewildering heavenly palace, the essence of the formation. To break the bewildering heavenly palace, one would need to use a great method to destroy the entire maze. However, such an attack would require at least immortal-level techniques. Otherwise, only the stone table's formation map could be used to crack the labyrinth. At this moment, with the stone table in front of him, Xiao Yin could see the entirety of the bewildering heavenly palace. He realized that besides himself and Duan Qifei, the others were all trapped in the maze, and some figures of outsiders were also present. However, due to the vague aura, it was hard to tell exactly who they were. Don't worry, they're not in any danger. The existence of the bewildering heavenly palace was originally meant to deal with the extraterritorial evil clan. If humans rashly enter, they will only get lost. When they reach a dead end and realize they are no match, the exit will appear again. The old man continued to rock back and forth as he spoke. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yin and Duan Qifei slowly made their way toward him. As they approached the old man, Xiao Yin finally took a good look at his appearance. The old man was dressed in elegant scholar robes, with his white hair giving him a serene, mysterious aura. The air around him was filled with a peculiar, mystic energy, which seemed to be similar to the power within the bewildering heavenly palace, leaving Xiao Yin somewhat frustrated. I don't suppose you'd tell us your name, Senior? Duan Qifei, her beautiful eyes flickering, asked. I didn't expect that someone as talented as Thunder Lord, so wise and gifted, would end up in such a fate of reincarnation. The battle between heaven and earth was truly something beyond our imagination, so terribly brutal, the white-haired old man said, slowly getting up. His eyes narrowed as he gazed at Duan Qifei, his tone full of emotion. Boom, boom. Under the old man's intense gaze, the hidden pattern on Duan Qifei's forehead suddenly shone brightly. A grayish energy, carrying a deadly fluctuation, exploded out, charging directly at the old man. Ho-ho, still so protective. Looks like even after entering reincarnation, Thunder Lord's essence remains unchanged. The old man casually waved his hand, blocking the deadly gray thunder. Then, he stood up and walked away, motioning for the two to follow. And you, kid, you're quite something for a young one. Being able to control sacred flame. Being able to control the sacred flame is enough to show your extraordinary talent, but whether this is a blessing or a curse remains to be seen. After all, those who control the sacred flame are the #1 thorn in the side of the extraterritorial evil clan. Your path in the future may not be smooth, and once the great heavenly war strikes again, those who wield the sacred flame may be the first targets to be eliminated by the evil clan. The old man suddenly turned to look at Xiao, speaking with deep meaning. This guy has sharp eyes. Xiao couldn't help but shake his head. Clearly, it didn't matter that his use of the sacred flame had been seen through. However, Qifei hadn't even used the reincarnation ripple. Yet this guy saw through it as well, which only proved his exceptional strength. Enough guessing. The formation that trapped you earlier is called the Heaven-Bewildering Heavenly Palace Formation, and I am the guardian of the Heavenly Palace, the Heaven-Bewildering Old Ghost. Of course, you can also call me the Array Spirit, the old man said slowly, his tone tinged with pride. Array Spirit? Xiao pupils couldn't help but fluctuate upon hearing this. An Array Spirit could only be born within particularly powerful formations. Once an Array Spirit was present, the power of the formation would increase exponentially. Don't doubt it. I was born within the heaven-bewildering Heavenly Palace. After all, this formation has been with Lord Tianwangtsong for many years, slaying countless powerful members of the extraterritorial evil clan. Through the purification of the formation's power, I was slowly born after my lord's passing. Thus, I agreed to guard this place. First, to repay my lord for bringing me into being. Second, to eliminate the evil presence that had been troubling my lord. That thing, only the power of the sacred flame or the Thunder Lord can deal with it. Instantly, the heaven-bewildering old ghost's expression grew solemn. Senior, stop beating around the bush. Tell us, what kind of danger did Lord Tianwangtsong face? Xiao, with a hint of confusion, slowly spoke, clearly curious. Heh, you're in a hurry. The heaven-bewildering old ghost smiled at Xiao with a glint in his eyes. Since entering the ruins, I've sensed a faint aura of dread from the reincarnation ripple, which indicates that there is some powerful evil entity within these ruins. Moreover, my intuition tells me that this evil being is connected to Tianwangtsong. Qifei spoke, her gaze piercing through the endless void, heading deeper into the ruins. The power of the Thunder Lord is beyond our reach. It's a pity that I never witnessed the Thunder Lord's true form, though I heard she is a woman as beautiful as a celestial goddess. The heaven-bewildering old ghost spoke reverently, but Tianwangtsong knew her. For some reason, Qifei suddenly spoke up. Though I never met the Thunder Lord, Lord Tianwangtsong fought alongside her. While Lord Tianwangtsong's strength may not match the Thunder Lord's, their bond is undoubtedly strong. The heaven-bewildering old ghost laughed after speaking. Stop keeping us in suspense, Senior. Just tell us so we can deal with it sooner. After a moment, Qifei spoke again. This ruin is extremely dangerous, and within it lies the tomb of Lord Tianwangtsong. Since the establishment of the ruins, my lord issued a strict order that no one is allowed to enter his tomb. Soon, the heaven-bewildering old ghost's gaze grew deep, looking out into the boundless void with an expression of deep respect as he spoke. The tomb. It seems that Lord Tianwangtsong was most likely ensnared by the extraterritorial evil clan. Although Xiao Yin didn't want to admit it, he reluctantly spoke. Lord Tianwangtsong was incredibly powerful, and the evil clan that managed to entangle him must also be an existence of almost unimaginable strength. Before my lord passed away, he sealed himself deep within the ruins, and deep inside, there was the tomb he had prepared long ago. Since then, no one has dared enter the tomb. However, when my lord fell, the overwhelming evil energy he released was demonic in nature. That part remains a mystery to me, the heaven-bewildering old ghost recalled. Could it be that he was controlled by the extraterritorial evil clan? Qifei suggested. I don't think so. Lord Tianwangtsong was extraordinary, and he possessed many means through the Heavenly King seal. Even the extraterritorial evil clan would find it difficult to control him. Xiao Yin nodded slowly, well aware of the evil nature of the extraterritorial evil clan. He held Lord Tianwangtsong, praised by the Devourer of Souls, in high regard. So then, what happened to him? At that moment, the heaven-bewildering old ghost looked at Xiao Yin with curiosity. After all, when Lord Tianwangtsong fell, even he was unaware of the exact events. But Xiao Yin, who possessed the sacred flame, surely knew more about the extraterritorial evil clan. Although the extraterritorial evil clan is strong, Lord Tianwangtsong also held great renown in the ghost realm. Whoever sought to control either of them would face immense difficulty. So, I suspect. Thus, leaving behind the final words forbidding entry into the tomb, the purpose was to completely eradicate the extraterritorial evil clan that had been tormenting him over time. Xiao Yan's voice resonated like a thunderclap, echoing in everyone's hearts. The extraterritorial evil clan that once fought against the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury was the Poison Fiend Demon Queen. But the Poison Fiend Demon Queen is now suppressed at the core of the demon-suppressing prison. If it weren't for her, what other level of extraterritorial evil clan could cause the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury to take such action? After all, the strength of the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury is not to be underestimated. Duan Qifei shook her head, clearly unconvinced by Xiao Yan's words. According to the intelligence I obtained from the sacred flame, the Poison Fiend Demon Queen is a unique force within the extraterritorial evil clans. They are proficient in poisons and are said to be able to easily annihilate hundreds of cities without lifting a single soldier, using only the evil of their malevolent nature, Xiao Yan explained. I know that, but what does that have to do with the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury? Duan Qifei asked, confused. The Poison Fiend Demon Queen is an emperor-level powerhouse within the extraterritorial evil clans, comparable to our human 6-star Do Xian experts. And as far as I know, the Poison Fiend Demon Queen has 2 generals under her command. Although their strength is not as strong as the Demon Queen's, they are still half-emperor level, with strength reaching the 5-star Do Xian rank, Xiao Yin stated, speaking each word carefully. Little one, are you referring to the Heaven Poison Fiend and Earth Poison Fiend, the 2 powerful underlings of the Poison Fiend Demon Queen? After a moment, the heaven-bewildering old ghost seemed to remember something and quickly spoke up. Yes, those 2, Xiao Yin nodded. But weren't those 2 suppressed beside the Poison Fiend Demon Queen back then? How could they? The heaven-bewildering old ghost shook his head in disbelief. Senior bewilderment. When the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury perished, was he gravely injured? Xiao Yin asked. The Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury was poisoned by the Poison Fiend Demon Queen in a fatal strike, while helping the realm's ruler capture her. Afterward, there was no cure, and that's why he tragically perished. I fear that the evil power on him might have been left by the Poison Fiend Demon Queen, the heaven-bewildering old ghost recalled. The Heaven Poison Fiend and Earth Poison Fiend were originally loyal to the Poison Fiend Demon Queen, so I suspect that the Demon Queen, in her desire for revenge, secretly concealed the Heaven Poison Fiend on the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury. Although the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury is powerful, after being gravely injured by the Poison Fiend Demon Queen, even dealing with her strongest subordinate, the Heaven Poison Fiend, would likely put him in a precarious situation, Xiao Yin explained. If that's true, the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury might be in danger. As Xiao Yan spoke, the heaven-bewildering old ghost could no longer sit still. The Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury had made significant contributions to the ghost realm, and if after his demise, the extraterritorial evil clan were to continue to disturb him, how could his subordinates find peace? Senior, don't worry. We came here precisely to help the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury, Xiao Yan said with a smile, pleased to have persuaded the heaven-bewildering old ghost so easily. However, these pieces of information were not obtained from the sacred flame, but were told to him by his master, the Devourer of Souls. But at this moment, deep within the ruins, Xiao Yan did not question further about the relationship between the Devourer of Souls and the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury. After all, the Devourer of Souls, as the ruler of the entire ferocious soul domain, surely had some strange connection with the information he knew about the experts of the ferocious soul domain. This guy. Looking at Xiao Yan's reasoning, Duan Qifei couldn't help but smile. It was clear that Xiao Yan always managed to surprise people in unexpected ways. Senior, it is our duty as the controllers of the sacred flame to eliminate the extraterritorial evil clans. However, our strength is currently limited. In order for us to better protect the Great Thousand Worlds, should you not show some sincerity? By doing so, we can strengthen our power and better deal with the extraterritorial evil clans, Xiao Yan continued, his lips curling into a smile. You little rascal, you're trying to trick me? Suddenly, hearing Xiao Yan's words, the heaven-bewildering old ghost's expression turned serious, and he fixed his gaze on Xiao Yan, his tone growing stern. Senior, how could I dare to trick you? Eliminating the extraterritorial evil clans is no joke. While I have the sacred flame and Qifei carries the Thunder Lord's reincarnation power, our strengths are still very weak. Moreover, the extraterritorial evil clan that bound the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury is the Heaven Poison Fiend, who is the most formidable general under the Poison Fiend Demon Queen. His strength is likely at the 5-star Do Xian level. Even with the Lord of the Heavenly King Treasury's suppression, he is still an extremely dangerous foe. Our combined strength is only at the early 3-star Do Xian level. If we rashly face a 5-star Do Xian, even with the sacred flame and reincarnation power, it will likely be futile. He. Duan Qifei couldn't help but laugh when she heard this, clearly amused by Xiao Yan's convincingly serious expression. Fine. Meeting you too, I can't quite decide if it's misfortune or luck. Moreover, my existence is to protect my lord. As long as my lord's bones remain intact, I will have fulfilled my duty. The treasures in this ruin, giving them to both of you is no trouble. After all, right now, it seems that only you two can help my lord. The bewildering old ghost thought for a moment and then shook his head. Senior can't enter the tomb of the ruins? Xiao Yan asked in surprise, catching the hidden meaning in the bewildering old ghost's words. After all, the bewildering old ghost had reached the level of a 5-star Do Xian. Though he was just a formation spirit, having him along would still give them some confidence in dealing with the heavenly poison fiend. The tomb contains a powerful binding force. As a mere formation spirit, I am restricted to the bewildering heavenly palace and cannot enter the tomb. Only humans can. The bewildering old ghost shook his head. So there's this secret. Xiao Yan and Duan Qifei muttered. As for compensation, what do you two require? Speak with me, the bewildering old ghost said, making up his mind. After all, if it could help his lord escape, losing some treasures was to be expected. After all, the Heavenly King Treasury had granted him a rebirth. Hearing this, Xiao Yan and Duan Qifei were both silent, clearly unsure of what to ask for. After all, Xiao Yan had already prepared everything he needed for the immortal fire-devouring technique, with only the pill refinement left to complete. Everything else was in place. And though the materials for the immortal fire-devouring pill were ready, it was a 5th-tier immortal-grade pill, and the bewildering old ghost clearly couldn't help with that. On the other hand, Duan Qifei had nothing she lacked, so this question left them both stumped. Divine weapons or treasures? The bewildering old ghost observed them and assumed they were hesitant to ask, so he asked directly. No. Both of them shook their heads. Clearly, They already had divine weapons, and these had been forged by Duan Tianhong. Their value was probably even greater than that of the heavenly king treasuries. Seeing that they showed no interest in divine weapons, the bewildering old ghost was slightly surprised. After all, the stronger the cultivator, the more limited their room for improvement, but divine weapons could offer a huge boost. Divine pills? After a moment, the bewildering old ghost squinted and asked, "Not sure." Xiao responded with some heat in his voice. Clearly, the idea of divine pills held a powerful attraction for him. Though my lord isn't an alchemist, he greatly enjoys collecting divine pills. Thus, when he fell, his collection was left behind in this ruin. In the ruins, there's a place called the Pill Hall. In the Pill Hall, an endless array of divine pills is displayed. Seeing the intense interest in Xiao Yin and Duan Qifei's eyes, the bewildering old ghost spoke in a mysterious tone. "The Pill Hall. I wonder what mysteries lie within." Xiao Yin nodded, clearly sensing the mystery in the bewildering old ghost's words, and smiled. "I see your soul power isn't weak. If I'm not mistaken, you're probably an alchemist yourself. Am I correct?" Instead of answering Xiao Yan's question, the bewildering old ghost changed the subject. "What is this guy up to?" Watching Xiao Yin and the bewildering old ghost act like business partners, Duan Qifei couldn't help but shake her head. "Senior, you have a good eye," Xiao Yin said with a wry smile. There was no need to hide such things. After all, he had used his soul power quite openly, so it was no surprise that the bewildering old ghost had noticed. "If you are an alchemist, then there is something in the Pill Hall that might be a great opportunity for you," the bewildering old ghost said, his expression becoming serious. "In the Pill Hall, there is a 5th-tier immortal-grade nascent pill." Before Xiao Yin could even ask, the bewildering old ghost's voice suddenly rang out. "What? A 5th-tier immortal-grade nascent pill?" As soon as the bewildering old ghost's words fell, Xiao Yan's pupils contracted sharply as he exclaimed in surprise. Xiao Yin had already gathered all the materials for the immortal fire-devouring technique, but the pill was a 5th-tier immortal-grade one. Xiao Yin himself was only at the 4th-tier immortal level, which was why he had been stuck in refining this pill. However, if he could get his hands on a 5th-tier immortal nascent pill, the problem that had been troubling Xiao Yin would be solved easily. The nascent pill's greatest effect was that it could allow Xiao Yin, through special methods, to infuse the materials for the undying fire into it and refine the true 5th-tier immortal-grade pill, ensuring his preparations for the devouring immortal fire in the future. "So, little guy, are you interested in this pill?" After a while, seeing the fiery look in Xiao Yan's eyes, the bewildering old ghost asked with a smile. "Please tell me more, senior." Xiao Yin clenched his fist and smiled. "This pill has already reached the 5th-tier immortal grade. Though it's only in its nascent form, its intelligence is quite strong. If you face it, you will need to be careful, as even the heavenly king treasury's lord couldn't do anything with it. It was left in the tomb along with the ruins. As for the location of the Pill Hall, it is quite mysterious, but let me transmit it to you." The heaven-bewildering old ghost's lips twitched as he spoke. Immediately, a brilliant sphere of light surged into Xiao Yan's mind. "Thank you, senior." Xiao Yan expressed his gratitude. "Qifei, let's go," Xiao Yan said, thanking the heaven-bewildering old ghost before calling out to Qifei. They were ready to rush toward the Pill Hall. "Go ahead. But do not forget to eliminate the evil, so that the master may rest in peace." The heaven-bewildering old ghost could not leave the vicinity of the heaven-bewildering heavenly palace, so he could only speak out. "I will remember."